God hates man's unrighteousness. He will judge it. Who holds the truth and righteousness is literally to hold down, suppress the truth in unrighteousness. The wrath of God is revealed against folks who do this. So that concludes. Let's see, verse 19. Because that which may be known of God is manifest in them, for God has showed it unto them. Now that's the end of that section. Now we're going to continue on to section verses 20, verses 20. For the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. This universe in which you and I live tells two things about God: his person and his power. This has been clearly seen from the time the world was created. How can invisible things be seen? Paul makes this a paradox, purposely to impress upon his readers that the dim light of nature is a man made falsehood. Creation is a clear light of revelation. It is a primary revelation. The psalm said, when I consider thy heavens, the works of thy fingers, the moon and the stars which thou hast ordained. Psalms chapter 8 and verse 3. Also, the heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork. Psalms 19 and verse 1. His eternal power and Godhead. His eternal power and deity, power and person. Creation reveals the unchangeable power and existence of God. Paul says this: he left not himself without witness, and that he did good and gave us rain from heaven and fruitful seasons, filling our hearts with food and gladness. That's Acts chapter 14 and verse 17. And because all of us are the offspring or the sons of God, Paul says, for as much then as we are the offspring of God, we ought not to think that the Godhead is like unto gold or silver or stone, graven by art of man's devices. Acts chapter 17 and verse 29. Dr. James Denny writes, there is that within man such which so catches the meaning of all that is without as the issue and instructive knowledge of God. I think the most ridiculous position man can hold is that of atheism. It is logical and senseless. When the psalmist said, the fool has said in his heart, there is no God. Psalms chapter 14 and verse 1. The word for fool means insane. A man is insane when he denies the existence of God. So that they are without excuse. Creation so clearly reveals God that man is without excuse. I always tell atheists they aren't smart enough to be an atheist. You don't know all the knowledge in the world. You only know itty bitty piece that our brains can only hold. And so in that itty bitty piece, or outside that itty bitty piece, that itty bitty pea brain we have, there could exist a God in all that knowledge. And so they have to admit that there could be a God, at least. Then you can work on proving there is a God, which I believe is, with Against All Odds podcast, is absolutely possible. This section reveals the historical basis of man's sin. It did not come about from ignorance. It was willful rebellion in the presence of clear light. That concludes that section. Now we're